at the camera. And look excited. Because you're live now all over the world.
Keep it focused.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Everybody's going to be looking at you. There she
Daniela's
goes.
ready to go.
Cuban. She's
We
already
ready to
going.
All right, how we doing? Good.
Excellent.
See why he keeps doing that? The reason why he keeps doing that is to get you guys loosened up. To get to understand that you got to be yourself. That you have to be yourself in the car business. You're learning a lot here, right? This is a lot of stuff to take in, but you got to be yourself. You have to be able to just be, think on your feet. Any business, you got to be able to think on your feet. You got to do that, right? You have to understand how to think on your feet. But for right now, what I want to talk about before we get into some other role plays is follow-up and prospecting. Prospecting and follow-up. Okay? Prospecting and follow-up. The vast majority of people in the car business today do not prospect or do follow-up. Again, I don't know why this is. I think it's because, this is my opinion, I think it's because they're afraid. I don't know, maybe they're afraid to pick up the phone. They're afraid to let people know what they do for a living. You should be proud of what you do, right or wrong.
Right.
Think about it. Why don't you understand something? We're selling cars at a $10, $20, $30, $50, $100,000, sometimes more. Be proud of that. It doesn't matter what people say. Car people, they're sharks, they're this. It's not true. Some of the finest people in the world are in the automotive business. Be proud of it and let everybody in the world know that that's what you do. This makes sense, right? Let me think about it. Again, I asked this question. How many people do you know that you kind of hang around with or even know that sell a product of $100,000?
Not many.
So why would you be embarrassed to say you sell cars? Why would you not be proud of it? You want to be proud of this, don't you? I mean, you say, hey, man, when you meet somebody at a party or you're watching a sports bar, you're watching a game, and somebody says, what do you do for a living? What do you say?
I sell cars.
I sell cars, man. Here's my card. Bam. You got to be proud of that. This is a great profession. It's an incredible profession. If you do the right thing all the time, I guarantee that you'll be successful. But you got to do the right thing with your customers. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
You got to do the right thing. You got to treat them right. You got to treat them with respect. Now, but I want to talk about prospecting and a little bit of follow-up here. We're going to go into that for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to touch base more on it this afternoon. But prospecting, what's prospecting? Janet, what is prospecting?
Finding your own prospects, like customers.
Finding your own prospects like customers. Okay, yeah, sure. Obviously, right? Lisa, what's prospecting?
Prospecting is going out every place that you normally go to, the hair salon, the barber shop, wherever it is that you go, your normal everyday businesses, and giving out your card, telling them what you do, always having cards on you explaining what you do to everyone that you meet.
In the most basic form, absolutely. Prospecting will make you money. There's going to be downtime. You can do a couple things. You can be part of that crew that does nothing but talk negative, or you can be always looking for business. The most successful people in this world are out there knocking on doors and prospecting. Period. Always. Just like Lisa just said, right? Brendan, what's prospecting?
Everywhere you go, you hand a card, regardless of where it is, because you're giving business to other businesses. So if you can go in there, you go to get a haircut, you give a card to your barber. You go, you pay for a meal, you give it to the waiter. You go to pay gas, pay your card, give them cash, give them card, give them cash.
Anything. Church. Local church. Hey, pastor, just making it up. Okay, some of you may not go to church, some of you may go to church. Hey, pastor, look, you think I can set up a little table here? And I can set up a little table with some brochures. I sell cars for a living. And I'll tell you what, everybody who comes from me from the church, I'll give you a $100 bird dog to the church. Is that okay? Maybe. Maybe they'll do it, right? Does that make sense? Think about that. Everything, the most basic form of prospecting. You go out and give a card to everybody. How about businesses? I mean, I want you to think about it. If you're sitting there all day long, and let's say you see 2 customers throughout the entire day, customers that the dealership brings to you. They bring them to you, right? They pay a lot of money to get people in the door, don't they? And they walk on a lot. They call from the internet, pay a lot of money. Good stuff. Customer comes in. What about the times that you're not with the customer? What should you do? Be looking for customers. Some of you are going to work in a GM store. Some of you are going to work in a Ford store, a Nissan store. Sell cargo vans. Go out there and prospect businesses that need construction vehicles. I mean, what do you got? You got them all. Plumbers, electricians, all kinds of good stuff. But just like Lisa and Brendan were just saying, you can go out and give business cards to everybody to let everybody know you're in the business. Hey man, I sell cars for a living. Here's my card. Bam. I have a friend of mine, his name's Tommy Caputo. Call him the car guy. I think Brendan might have mentioned him a little bit, right?
Yeah.
On his license plate, when he drives in his car, what does it say?
Car guy.
Car guy. On his motorcycle, what does it say?
Car guy.
Car guy. Everywhere he goes, no matter what. Here's my card. On the back of his car, what do you think it says? Car guy. Okay? I go to Publix with him to buy a sandwich. You know what he does for the cashier? What do most people do with the cashier? Hi, Becky. How are you? Well, you don't look like a Becky, but we'll go. Hey, Jose. How you doing? Have a good day?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Here you go. 10, 20 bucks? Here you go. No problem. Thank you. Have a nice day. You know what Tommy does? I'm the car guy. You need a car? What do you think inevitably, every time he hands somebody a business card, they say? What do you think they say? One of two things. One of three things. Here's what they say. Oh man, I just bought a car. Or, hey, I'm in the market for a car. Or, I have a friend that's looking for a car. Everyone's looking for a car. Everybody knows someone who's looking for a vehicle. Does that make sense to you? So you got to understand, you got to be out there prospecting every single day on your downtime. Now, how other ways? You got direct and immediate prospecting, right? You have direct prospecting, which is just like what Lisa just said back there, right? Which is going to the the beauty salon, the barber shop. How about your own personal networking, right? Your own personal networking, people who you know. I mean, let's face it. How many of us have a Facebook account? How many have Instagram, Snapchat, all kinds of stuff that's coming out? It's crazy. All kinds of stuff. They got Periscope now too, right? Which does the live streaming. So just walk around Periscope, do a live streaming. Hey, I'm here at the dealership, check it out. People watch you for nothing. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. It really is. People just it's like kind of peeping Tom thing. It's like really weird, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they watch you. Like, you watch people cook. I'm watching the other night, I'm like, this is weird, man. Like, people are actually watching this woman cook. Like, why would you watch her cook? I guess it's kind of cool, whatever. So walk around the dealership. Can't hurt. There's nothing for it, right? Let everybody you know in the business know that you are in the automotive industry. Everybody. And all of a sudden, they start sending you referrals. Hey, I got a friend, Lorena. She's in the car business, man. You need a car? She can help you. Can you sell anything to anybody? Anything to anybody. So if you're working at a Hyundai dealership, can you sell a Toyota?
If there's on the lot.
Absolutely, man. You sell anything. It doesn't matter what you got. You want a Schwinn bicycle? I'll figure it out. I'll get it for you. No problem. I'll sell it. Oh, you want a boat? I can get that too. You're going to learn that stuff as you go. Okay? Prospecting. How about networking events? Anybody do any networking? Give me some ideas of some networking events, local networking events that you can go to. Anybody have any ideas? You guys got to start thinking like business people.
Sport outings,
Sport outings. Okay, very cool. What do you mean?
like football game, basketball game.
Football games, basketball games, maybe even some local high school games. You set up little tables. Okay, talk to the principals. You got to start thinking like business people.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is your business. You got to understand something. You guys, yes, at the end of the week, you're going to get a check, right? Paycheck. And on the top left-hand corner of that paycheck is going to have the name of the dealership. On the bottom right-hand corner is going to have a signature for somebody else, right? Does that make sense? However, do they really pay you? No, you pay yourself. So you're in business for yourself. You guys got to be excited about this. You got to figure out ways how you can prospect. Okay? How about BNI groups? Everybody know what BNI groups? Business networking groups? Getting involved with local business networks. In other words, they meet for breakfast. They call it BNI. Jot this stuff down. These are some ideas. BNI. There's groups everywhere. You can go look it up. BNI groups in South Florida, where you can go meet local businesses. How that stuff works is very simple. They take one person from each industry. So, for example, one criminal defense attorney, one accountant, one plumber, one electrician, one sheetrock guy, one person from each business, and they meet like once a week for breakfast, and they all get together and they network and they do like little sales pitches for themselves. So why not do it for yourself and become a car salesperson, be the only car salesperson there? And the best part about it is they have to refer you business in order to stay in the group. So you got to refer them business, and they refer you business. So whatever it costs, maybe a couple $100 a year, maybe a little bit of breakfast. I don't know how much the cost is. It's probably around $400 a year, I think, the last time. But think about it. So now, if Janet is the accountant in that group, right? She has to send you referral business. Oh, you're looking for a car? I know a guy. Same thing with you. When you're selling a customer a car, Muhammad, if you're looking for somebody who may need an accountant, you might have their business card on and say, oh, you need an accountant? I have a girl.
I know.
Send Janet. Now, it's up to them to do the deal, okay? But if you send them referrals, it's great business. There's groups everywhere. All you got to do is go online and join them. How about local chambers? Local chambers. You know, sometimes the dealerships will pay for this for you too.
Right.
If you show that you're aggressive, they're going to pay for this. Local chambers. We got Broward County Chamber over here, right? How about the Fort Lauderdale Greater Chamber of Commerce? Or Coral Springs Greater Chamber of Commerce? Or the Miami Greater Chamber? It doesn't matter which Chamber of Commerce. What that is that those are all business owners that get together, and what they do is that they network. They have a lot of networking groups, a couple times a month. Chambers, right? Think about it. What other type of groups should you get with? Toastmasters, things like that. Speaking groups. So what you're doing is you're getting your name out there. Always getting your name out there. Remember something. This is the most basic form of prospecting. The most basic form of prospecting. I think the main reason why most people don't prospect is they're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of saying, I don't need a car. Okay, cool. Big deal. Right? Think about it. The most basic forms are all that. Barbershop. How many of you guys go? You go to a barber, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, I would hope so. You go to a barber, right?
Yeah.
You go to a barber? You go to a barber? You go to a barber? What do they talk about in barbershops?
Cars.
Cars.
Family.
A bunch.
A bunch of stuff.
They talk about a bunch of stuff, right? Always talking about cars, though. Every
Always
barbershop
cars.
you go into, there's a picture of a car. You
Always
understand what I
cars.
mean? Always cars. So why not let every person know you're in the car business? This is a great, tremendous industry that you need to be proud of. Look, there's also another way when you're in the dealership. They call them orphan owners. I can't figure this out for the life of me, but I know I would be working this to the fullest degree. Jot this down, orphan owners. When you're at a dealership, what happens is a lot of times at dealerships, people leave. So let's say a salesperson's with the company for 6 months, and let's just say they sell 60 cars. I'm just making it up, right? 60 cars over 6 months. And then they quit. What happens to the customers that they sold? What do you think happens?
They continue to come back.
Well,
They make
no,
a
they don't
living.
necessarily to continue to come back. I mean, what happens is a lot of times they kind of just fall through the cracks. Sure, the dealership has them in their computer, so now the dealership is following up with emails, dealership is following up with that kind of thing. Got to tell you, that stuff doesn't work. Nobody checks their emails. I get so many emails a day, I don't have time to go through every email, or else I'll be just doing nothing but checking email, right? So what happens is those customers are left as what we call orphans. So now if you're inside the dealership, what you should do is say, hey boss, listen, you got a list of customers who bought cars that the salespeople are no longer here. I want to call them up, and I want to start talking to them. They give you all the information that you need. They're going to tell you when they bought the car, what car they bought, what loan it is, if it's a lease, if it's not a lease, if it's 12 months left on the lease, 5 months left on the lease, if the car's almost paid off. That's a tremendous prospecting tool inside dealerships that is untapped. Nobody does it. You got to go for that, guys. Orphan owners. I want to see you guys working those lists rather than just sitting around doing nothing. That kind of makes sense because now those people need to be touched. And inevitably, what happens? One of the worst things I can't stand, one of the things that happens so much is when somebody comes back for a car 2 years later and you greet them and you say, hey, welcome to ABC Motors. My name's Matt. How you doing? What's your name? Jose.
Nunez.
Nunez. Nice to meet you, Mr. Nunez. What brings you in today? And then I said, well, I bought a car here a couple of years ago, and I want to get another one. I want to look at what your newest model. I understand how to body change. I want to take a look at it. And then all of a sudden you say, well, that's great. Tell me something. Who'd you buy the car from? I don't remember the guy's name. I don't remember the girl's name. Oh, God, that kills me. You know why? They weren't doing good follow-up. But that gives you the opportunity for prospecting. Because that person never followed up and they didn't last in the car business and they're no longer there. Now you can prospect those customers. If you had a customer that already bought from that dealership, they already did business with that dealership, think you got a good chance of doing it again?
Yeah.
Pretty darn good, isn't it? You gotta take advantage of that, guys. That's prospecting in its simplest form. So there's many different ways, okay? You got the most simplest forms by doing this. Turn to page 30 in your workbook. Hair salon, restaurants, food stores, pet stores, previous jobs, doctor's office, collision centers, rental car companies, dry cleaners, banks, families, teachers, pharmacies, clothing, churches. Those are the most basic forms of prospecting. Going out there and letting them all know that you sell cars. I think I told you the story, but I'm going to tell it again. I worked with a guy, his name is Steve Harrington, works over here at Coconut Creek. Steve never wanted to take ups. He did not want to be the guy that just goes out and greets customers in that heat. He said, I can't deal with this stuff, man. I'm out. I got to figure out another way to make a living in this business. So he wanted to go out and start prospecting, bringing in his own business. He started knocking on doors of credit unions where people see and they come for loans for cars, right? Credit unions, banks, different companies that offer buying services, Sam's Club, all these other places, knocking on doors, prospecting. Now he's in the business 21 years at the same dealership, yes. How many cars does he sell a month? No exaggeration. I think I told you the number. 3 assistants. He sells over 100 cars a month. I'm not exaggerating. 1 car. Over 100 a month. Now, is that going to happen a lot? No. He's an unusual bird. No, I mean that in a good way. Okay? He's unusual. But heck, if you can do that selling 20 or 25, is that pretty good?
Yeah.
If you do that selling 30, is that pretty good?
Yeah.
You know, the guys who sell the guys and girls who sell the most cars in any dealership, they seem to be the busiest, but they're not. And the best part is when somebody comes and asks for you as a referral through prospecting efforts, what's the chances of closing that person?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. A lot better than just saying, hey, welcome to my dealership, right? The percentages are way, way, way higher. It's very, very important. Now, you can also prospect your customers, your follow-up. So let's get into a little bit of follow-up. Okay? Follow-up is everything. Follow-up is where you're going to make the most money. If you're in this business for the short term, you shouldn't be in this class. But if you're looking to be in this business for the long term, you need to follow up. Follow up. Follow up is the key to riches. Write that down. Follow up is the key to riches. What does that mean? Should you follow up a customer who doesn't buy from you? Jordan?
I think, yeah, because they haven't bought
course.
from me yet, so.
Of course.
Some of the opportunities.
Should you follow up customers that buy from you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Most people don't. Let me tell you what happens. This is the lazy person's way to do it. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a trick. I want you to trust me on this. Average car salesperson to this day and age, you know what a CRM is? It's called a CRM. It's a customer relations management tool. Dealership pays a lot of money for you guys to have a customer relations management tool. Dealerships pay a ton of money for it, where you take the customer's information. After you get the customer's information, you put it into a computer, put their name, their address, their date of birth, all the pertinent information into a computer, and then there it is. What happens is in that system, there's a lot of different triggers. So for example, the next day it's going to tell you need to follow up with your customer, okay? Because it reminds us that we have to follow up with the customer. I used to have a little blue index card case. That's what we used to use back in the day, right? Little follow-up systems. But they used to do where that now they remind you that you have to follow up with your customer, so it makes it kind of easy for you. But the bad part about those systems, which I hate the most, is if somebody doesn't buy a car, or even if they buy a car, the typical person these days in the business, vast majority of people are lazy. They let the system do the work for them. Oh, you want me to send out a thank you card? It'll email it. I'm not opening that email. Oh, you want to say the 3-month anniversary thank you? The system will email it. I'm not opening that email. Got it? Oh, I'm going to send out a thank you for purchasing card? That's great. They don't send out thank you for purchasing cards. They send out an email, thank you for purchasing. Don't do that. You be the professional. You go to a store right now, go buy 100 cards that say thank you on it, little flip cards, white card that says thank you on it for $10. Go buy it for $10. The second that customer leaves, if they bought a car from you, here's what they do. They buy a car from you, right? You say, hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi. Hey, man, congratulations. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. We love you. And I'm going to be following up with you. Okay, Jose? Got it? All right, man. Enjoy this car. Right then and there, right when they leave, don't do anything else. My brother, what's happening? Don't do anything else. Go right to your desk. Watch this, guys. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, thank you for purchasing your vehicle. I really appreciate your business. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me. Jose, drop it in the mail. By the way, you don't even pay for the stamp. The dealership does it. Because you know what happens? They're going to get that card in the mail 3 days later. They're going to get an email from the dealership that says, thank you for buying. Are they going to open that email?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. But are they going to open up that thank you card?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Watch this. Customer doesn't buy a car from you. Doesn't buy a car from you. They leave. You don't sell them a car. Guess what?
You got a letter.
You write that thank you card. No. Hey, thanks for stopping in. I really appreciate it. If there's anything else I can do, please let me know. Jose, drop it in the mail. Do you pay for the stamp?
No.
No. But when they get that in the mail 2 days later, what do you think they're going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to open it up in the mail. It's going to say, thank you.
He's a nice guy.
Hey, honey, you're a Muhammad guy. Nice guy, wasn't he? He sent us a thank you card. Personal touch is so not used these days, guys. I can't emphasize this. You got to have that personal touch. You got to have that personal love. Keep your customers' database. Don't worry about the CRM system at the dealership. Trust me. Do personal, handwritten notes. I open every piece of my mail that comes to me. Every piece of my mail that I get, I open. I'm not exaggerating. I may open 10% of the emails. I may open 10%. Guess what happens? What are we in? January, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Next month is February, right? Guess what you do? Watch this. I'm telling you. Trust me on this, guys. This works so well. The beginning of the month, every month, you get these cards. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Jose. I don't care if you're a guy or not. Happy Valentine's Day, Jose. Enjoy the holiday with whoever you love. Matt, throw some business cards in. Throw it in the mail. I don't care if they bought a car, if they didn't buy a car. You know what they're going to do? Man, this guy's a nice guy. Hey, honey, you know, Jose sent us a Valentine's Day card. You're always in their face. Follow-up is the key to riches, guys. Trust me on this one. I tell this all the time. I get so passionate about it because so many people screw this up. Last month was December. We had holidays. We have a new year. I can tell you that probably 1% of the people in the car, maybe, let me give you some, 5, okay, I'll go to 5. 5% of the people in the car business sent their customers a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday card. Missed the boat. Because you know what happens when you do that? When that customer gets that in the mail, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, have a Happy New Year. I'm going to turn around to my wife and I'm going to say, you know, honey, that Janet, man, she's really nice. She sent us a Christmas card. You know what? My own mother didn't send us a Christmas card. But do you think that sticks in the person's head?
Yeah.
Because of that personal touch? Do you think if they didn't buy a car yet, that they might just call you again? What does it take? Literally 60 seconds to write it, put a stamp on, not even put a stamp on, the dealership will do it. 60 seconds, put it in the envelope, and drop it in the box for the night? Is it worth it? Follow-up is everything. Now, here's the thing with follow-up. You can be in this business. You can be in this business for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you're going to see that when you go to the dealerships, and there's still people taking ups after all those years. Yeah. They're still waiting for people to come in. Right, Jose? You see them. They're waiting for people to come in. They're still selling 12 cars after 10 years in the business. To me, that's insane. You want to make sure that every customer you sell knows who you are. You can't let them forget your name. Not only will the thank you cards help, not only will those things help, do something for them on a monthly basis. Okay, so I'll go back to Tommy, my friend Tommy. Okay? Tommy sends these things out every single month. See this weird color stuff?
Guys, the jokes.
Pink, green, yellow, purple. Every month I get this in the mail because I buy cars from Tommy. No matter what. Every month I get it. Every month. And every month, what do you think I do? The first piece of mail I open up is the Car Guy Gazette. It's called the Car Guy Gazette. He does a little fun thing, man. Look, puts a little thing here. He puts a special thanks, puts all his customers that he sold the car to with his picture right there. Kind of goofy guy, right? Hey, so many cars under $200 a month. He's prospecting. Every month you get this. The first thing I do, Adriana, is I get, when I see this colored piece of paper come in, I open it up and I look at it. And the first thing I do is I go to the joke of the month. First thing I go is the joke of the month. Last month was Christmas, so here was his joke, and I remember him. Here was his joke for Christmas. What kind of motorcycle does Santa ride? What kind of motorcycle does Santa ride? A Holy Davidson. I know it's stupid, but I love it. Okay? I love this one for Thanksgiving. Okay, here's the one for Thanksgiving he wrote. Why do pilgrims, I know you got this one, right? Why do pilgrims' pants always fall down?
Because they wear their belt.
Because they wear their belt buckles on their heads, on their hats. Goofy, but it makes you laugh. But the most important thing here is what? Is anybody who buys a car that gets this every single month from Tommy, is anybody going to forget his name?
No.
Absolutely not. That's why he does not take ups. Tommy does not have to rely on customers coming on the lot anymore. He'll sell 25 cars this month. So, what's today's date? Oh, my phone's over there. Okay, he's got 20 out right now. He'll probably wind up at 25. Texted me last night. So how many got out this month? 20. He'll probably wind up at 25 this month. I don't know. He's probably going to make 12 grand, 13 grand. Doesn't work on Sundays. Goes fishing at 6 o'clock every day. Not bad. Not bad, right? That's what prospecting and follow-up does. Because the next time their customer is in front of him or somebody else talking about a new car or a used car, they're going to say, oh, you got to go see Tommy. He's the best. Tommy is no longer a car salesman. He's what we call a trusted advisor. We went over that. Become a trusted advisor, not a car salesman. A trusted advisor. Treat your customers with respect. Never lie to them. Give them everything that they need. Always be there for them. And trust me, they'll send you customers, right or wrong.
Right.
Like, for example, you had a blowout today, right, on 95 or something? Okay. His customers would literally call him, Tommy, I got a blowout. No problem, I'll take care of it. Where are you? You're on 95 or what?
I was on Pembroke Road.
Pembroke Road? I'll send a tow truck. That's a pretty good position to be in. They call him for everything. They call him for advice. He doesn't have to sell a car. Hey, I got a question about a car. They call Tommy because he's a trusted advisor, guys. So the follow-up is vitally important. You don't want people to forget your name when buying a car. You understand this? So it's really, really important. That's just one thing. What about calling them? How about if they buy a car, should you call them the next day?
Mm-hmm.
Should say, hey, this is Janet from ABC Motors. Hey, I just want to call, follow up. Everything great? Awesome? Great. If they have a problem, what do? You stop everything and fix that problem. Take care of your customer. Take care of that person. They're going to send you repeat and referral business, especially if you treat them right. Right? And they can come to you as a trusted advisor. And then you do all kinds of different marketing things. For example, you live locally, right? I remember when I did this, this worked out really well for me. Again, the dealership pays for a lot of this stuff. So when I was selling cars going back many years ago, okay, we all know how long ago that was. When I was selling cars many years ago, what I did was I got a list of my neighbors in the neighborhood that I live. I live in a subdivision, pretty big subdivision. Okay, we probably all do down here in Florida. So I got a list of all my neighbors' names. And what I did was I just put a personalized letter, and I mailed a letter to every single customer, every single neighbor. Sorry, they weren't customers. Hey, I'm your neighbor. My name is Matt. I live at this address. Just want to let you know, I'm in the automotive industry, and I can help you with any make, model, new or used, any need that you may have. Please contact me for any car you might want.
Hi.
Period. You know what? I probably sent out 1,000 letters. How many cars do you think I sold?
Like 900?
No.
Like 50?
No, I mean, whatever it was. I don't remember. Probably 20 or 30. The percentage isn't great, but what did it do? I didn't do much. I just printed a letter.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell 10% of those people. Maybe I'll sell 2 or 3%.
But that's good enough.
Yeah. If you can sell 2 or 3% of them, hey. If you can sell 1%, all you did was put a letter, print the letter, dealership, by the way, dealership pays for the printing. They're going to pay to print 1,000 letters for you. Then you're going to go up there and you're going to give it to them and you say, drop that in the mail. And they're going to pay for the stamps. What a business, guys, that you're in. Think about it. I love this business because think about the situation that you're in. You're in business for yourself. You're truly an entrepreneur. Congratulations. I mean, I want you to think about it. If I could say to you, Jose, right now, hey, Jose, I want to put you in business. Here's the best part about the business. Being a business for yourself, you do not have to pay for any marketing. You don't have to pay for any advertising. Hey, you don't even have to pay for the FPL bill. We'll take care of that. You don't have to pay for a desk. You don't have to pay for a computer. Heck, we'll even give you millions of dollars worth of inventory right now so that you can go and sell it. Hey, you don't have to worry about that. You want to send out mailers? We'll pay for the postage. Hey, by the way, you want to have customers come see you? We'll pay to bring customers to you. What would you say to that?
Oh,
Pretty good deal, right?
Good deal.
That's what this business is. You're in business for yourself, but the dealership pays for everything. Now, are they entitled to take a little bit of profit from that? Of course. But you're in business for yourself, guys. You gotta start thinking like businessmen and businesswomen. It's so exciting to be proud of being in such an industry that you're in business for yourself. You get to work with people, treat people with the ultimate respect, give them what they want, prospect and follow up, and literally become rich. You know what the hardest part of making your first $1 million is? If I go around, so what do you think the hardest part of making your first $1 million is?
Not spending it all.
Not spending it all? Well, you gotta have it first to spend it. You gotta have it first to spend it. So, what's the hardest part of making your first $1 million?
Starting.
Starting? Yeah, well, no, not really, but that's true. You gotta get started, right? You have to get started to be great. You have to get started to be great. You have to get started to be great. First, hardest part, I want you guys to remember this the rest of your life. Hardest part of making your first $1 million. Anybody? Anybody?
Mentoring and management.
No. It's just believing that you can.
Oh.
That's it. Believing that you can. So you're now getting into an industry that I'm not going to say you're going to make $1 million in a year. There's a lot of people who have done that. I told you the story about the guy at the dealership that owns those 40 dealerships, right? Started out as a used car salesperson. 1997, used car salesperson. Now, there's plenty of examples. Used car salesman, not even a manager. Dealership cut the pay plan, he quit. Opened up his own little used car lot. Today he owns 40 franchise dealerships in the country. 20 years later, 40 franchise dealerships in the country. Pretty cool, huh? That happens all the time. You're going to see stories like that all the time. That's what I love about this business. You're in a business that you can create your own destiny, but you got to do the things that are necessary. If you're not going to do the basics like prospecting and follow-up, you're probably not going to make your first $1 million in the business. But if you're willing to commit to this and to do prospecting, to do follow-up, you will do very well in this business. Again, you're not going to make $1 million your first year. You might not make $100,000 your first year, but you can make 70 grand. 75. You can make 100. I've seen people do it. We see people get out of the gate and do it. I don't want to promise that to you, though, right? But again, the most important part to it is making sure that you take care of your customers at all times, no matter what. That's the most important thing, is take care of your customers and do the basics. Follow up, prospecting. Follow up, prospecting. Follow up, prospecting. Now, let me show you a little something else here, and then we'll move on from there. Oh, did they show you this video?
No.
They didn't show you that one yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let me show you something. Creating your own marketing. This is part of prospecting. This is getting your name out there. This is what this is all about. This is not my Facebook. So let me go to Tommy's. And I use him as an example a lot because it's very simple and very easy. He has a personal Facebook page, Instagram, and he has a business as well. So if you go to Tommy's pages, Tommy's a very animated kind of a guy, okay? He's one of those guys that you either really love the guy or you don't love the guy, okay? And he's really, really great at what he does. So there's some pictures of his mom. This is his personal page. But then he throws it, this is his personal stuff, so people get to know him on a personal level with his daughter. And then he puts these things on there. You ever see that guy with the Batman thing? He's pretty funny, right? He puts his customers on there, takes pictures of his customers. Every customer he sells a car to, he takes a picture of by the truck, puts it on there and says, thank you very much, right SUV. Oh yeah, see, that was me, because I introduced him to him. I referred him to him, okay? So there's one of those. There's his motorcycle. By the way, if you look real closely at his license plate, can you see what it says? Car guy, okay? So everywhere he's driving is the car guy, okay? Okay, and then he does all this stuff. He puts that's his car. He loves this stuff. So on a personal level, right? Let's go to his Facebook page. There it is. Tommy Caputo, the car guy. Sorry about that. He also does a lot of this stuff. Prospecting. Can you get Brendan real quick and ask him to put this on the line in? Just go in there. So I'll go back this once he gets this thing online. Yeah, just go knock on the door. Tell Brendan to come out here.
Brandon?
Okay, can you get Al's phone?
I'm trying to get your phone to the effect.
I need to put the volume on. Can I have the phone, please? So this is his car guide page, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
You got the Sonos on here, Al? Can you come on here? I want to show him something.
Can you come out here? He would like to show you something.
No, I just needed to get on here so I can put the volume up here. So here's Tommy. Look, he got his little crown on his phone in his office,
What are you
right?
looking for?
He's kind of a goofy guy. I need to put the volume on so I can play a video.
We can take care of that for you, sir.
That's a nice car.
Yeah, well, he puts all this stuff. Look, so for Christmas, what does he do? He puts the Santa in there. He has his videos that he does prospecting with, where these people, he puts videos on all the time, and then what they do is the people share the videos. You know, these things kind of go viral, right? So he's getting his name out there all the time. That's why he's not worrying about taking customers ups. He's not worrying about taking ups. And he puts all kinds of goofy videos on there. He puts memes on there. Check out the view of the new, this is the 18 Buick Enclave. So he took a picture of that. Call the car guy to avoid stranger danger. Okay, watch this. I'll show you. It's on. Want to put it up? Put the volume up. Put the volume up.
Get the volume on the box.
The New Year's inventory looks humongous. Wait till Car Guy sees this. Hey, speaking of the devil.
Hey, Ed.
How you doing, bud?
Happy New Year, buddy.
Same to you, man.
Welcome to another incredible year. You know how many years we're going on now, Ed?
Please tell me.
Well, let's see. We are on our 7th year we're coming into.
Wow.
In just a couple of months, the car guy will have been helping people for 7 years down here at Sheehan. Insane, isn't it?
It's only a year to a dog, though.
Well, the reason I'm doing this video today, Ed, is simple. I want to tell people about keeping...
Okay, so now watch. Watch the next one. See, he does this stuff. They had a big event over there. Posted pictures of it. Who will make their last car purchase 2017 with the car guy? Call me. Need a car? Call me. Always prospecting. Does that make sense? See what he's doing? All these goofy videos. Here's the Christmas video.
The car guy.
Videos for 3 minutes.
What the heck? Why is the car guy driving my truck? My shiny red truck. What in the world are you doing, man?
Ho, ho, how you doing, Ed?
Happy?
All right. Goofy, right? Guess what? It's prospecting. It's letting people know you're in the car business. Is he proud to sell cars? He ain't ashamed to sell cars, is he? He loves it. You know how he does that, by the way? With his cell phone. This isn't any fancy video recording here. You're not bringing in a whole studio for this. This is simply cell phone stuff. But yet, it's all about selling cars, right? It's all about selling cars. Doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter if you have any haters out there. It doesn't matter if you say, oh, you guys are posting too much. Oh, well, you don't like my post? Shut me off.
Don't watch it.
Thanks.
Don't watch it.
You're terrible. Great. Don't watch me. You know what's funny? I think they did a survey one time. You know Howard Stern? Everybody know who Howard Stern is?
Yeah.
Howard Stern's the radio shock jock, right? He's really funny kind of radio shock guy. Genius. I mean, the guy's really a genius. A lot of people are offended by his radio shows, okay? Nowadays, it's a little bit easier because it doesn't matter. But especially back then, you weren't allowed to like say certain words and do certain things and have certain skits. Anyway, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was something like this. That the people who love and listen to Howard Stern listen to him for like an average of 30 minutes a day. But the people who hate him and can't stand him listen to him like for 2 hours a day. Because he's got a lot of haters, right? The more haters you have, the better you are. Believe me, the more haters you have in life, the better you are.
They watch you
Like,
more than.
They watch you more. It's like, oh, I got this guy driving me nuts. Tommy, he puts out these crazy videos. I keep reiterating that. I'm showing you because I want you to understand what it takes to be successful. Do whatever you have to in the prospecting field, in the follow-up field. A lot of times what happens is his customers will buy a car from him, watch these videos thoroughly, and they have fun with him. And then they'll forward it to a friend. Hey, go see my friend Car Guy. I can't tell you how many times he does that. I remember one time, and then I'll move on from this. We were in the Keys fishing. We were fishing in the Keys, and we were on Alamorado. I'm not kidding, it's probably about 10 o'clock at night. And we were having a cocktail before we were going to go fishing that day. And then he gets a notification on his phone that somebody just bought a car from him online. Just for we were just fishing. Hey man, I just sold a Cadillac. Hey, it's pretty cool. That happens these days, doesn't it? People buy cars, man. So here's the thing. If you become a good follow-upper, if that's a word, follow-upper, and not at all, right?
Not at all.
I like it though, so I'm going to tell them. If you can become a good follow-upper or a good prospector, you will do very well in this business. Prospecting and follow-up is the key to riches in any industry. Prospecting and follow-up. When you have downtime at the dealership, don't use it as downtime. Get out there, man. Go do something. Make a phone call. Send a letter. Reach out to a customer. Do something to generate business for yourself. You are in business for yourself. Yes or no?
Yes.
You're working at a dealership. Do they pay you?
No.
No.
You pay
Who
yourself.
pays you?
Yourself.
You do. You're in business for yourself. We've got to start thinking like businessmen and businesswomen, right?
Yes.
Got it?
Got it.
All right. So we're going to take a break. We'll take a 10-minute break. Then we'll come back and then we'll get more into the steps. Steps to the sale. I know. Well, you had a flat, little missy. All right. So let's take a 10-minute break. We'll get back at 11:10, and then we'll come back and we'll do we'll go back into the steps. Okay?
I
Take a
had a
break.
very bad night.
Oh no.
A very bad morning.
Yeah. Well, you got a
But
flat.
Les Brown got me through it.
There you go. Les Brown got you
I'm
through it.
not
All
even
right.
gonna lie.